Hello, and welcome back. I'm here somewhere between man's concrete jungle and Mother Nature. Beautiful trees behind me, some of the sounds of cars passing. What a beautiful day. Today I wanted to create this video to help give you some tools that you can use that'll really help you in your path to awakening and furthering, clearing the cobwebs, if you will. Add a bit of, to give you a bit of clarity, help you find clarity on your own. A lot of the tools that are most powerful in your spiritual journey are not really tools, but something that can help you come to your own realization. A way of looking at something in a way that you might not have originally thought of, but when you hear it, it makes so much sense, and there seems to be this deeper recognition of the truth of it. And however it's put into words is not the point, but you can see this happening within you oftentimes as a person explains these different points of views, if you will. Polarization. Have you ever heard of being polarized, becoming polarized? When you think of being polarized, there's a positive polarity and a negative polarity. And a person can either be on one side or the other. We've all experienced this in life. Someone will say something that offends you, and you become polarized instantly. If you're offended, you shift to one polarity. When someone gives you a compliment, you shift to the opposite polarity. And this happens on its own. You become polarized. Most often, it just happens. These things most often just kind of happen without you trying. Polarization is a response to a program in your mind that has been given the energy of belief and given the energy of mine, a personal energy. And the minute you become polarized on one side or the other, positive or negative, immediately the opposite side becomes sort of an enemy. You become more blind to the bigger picture of what is actually going on, and you become lost in one side or the other. You see, in my journey, I've seen how when I'm really happy, people that are negative, I tend to see them in a certain way. And when I'm really sad, people that are really happy, I tend to see them in a different way as well. Oftentimes, when someone's really happy and you're not, it's almost repulsing. And when you're really happy and someone around you that's really sad, you think to yourself, I don't want to lower myself to that. I don't want to lower my vibration. You hear often. you can't actually lower or raise your vibration, really. Not you as your true essence of who you really are. Here in the human plane, we're susceptible to changes, and our true essence can witness these changes in polarity, and certain polarities have a different vibrational frequency. So in the physical sense, in this 3D world, you're going to feel different. Your perception is going to change whether or not you're polarized to the negative or polarized to the positive. You see? And what's powerful with knowing this is when you can recognize in yourself when you become polarized. Or I should say, when this shell, if I'm going to go a bit deeper, when this shell becomes polarized, the witness in you can observe this, and your shell recognizes. Your soul has also, in a sense, a recognition, but the process of comes from both. Only the shell can act on it, but the deeper sense of you, in a sense, knows what's right for you. And there's no right or wrong. It's not about being on one side or the other when it comes to being polarized. You don't want to avoid one. You don't want to try to be in one. The simple act of recognizing when you become polarized is enough. And oftentimes just the recognition will vanish, will deteriorate the illusion of right or wrong that your beliefs have programmed in you. You see, polarization, in a sense, reveals your subconscious to you. It shows you not who you are, but your conditioning. It will reveal your conditioning. And once your conditioning is revealed to you, a deeper aspect inside of you will feel whether or not it's in alignment with a deeper sense of you, with this deeper sense of you. You can feel whether or not this is really something that is for you or not. And oftentimes we think that what we feel is our inner alignment, but in actuality is only another ego layer. And during your process of becoming more and more awakened, you're going to peel back so many different ego layers, and so many times through your journey you're going to think that you're there, you're going to think this is it, and then you're going to become polarized again, and you're going to see in that polarization, well, I thought that this was alignment with me, and now I see that it's not. I'm not aligned with it. What's going on? And this process is natural. This polarization will happen on so many different layers. You'll even become polarized that you're polarized. And the point is not to really do anything about it. It's just the recognition of it alone gives the light of your awareness, of your consciousness, which you are. It can shine into the experience that you have and align you. It's almost like if a bell's ringing, and then as soon as you ring, your consciousness, you bring your consciousness to that bell, you can focus on it, and put your hand on the bell, and becoming polarized, let becoming polarized not be positive or negative. Let it just be a simple happening within you, and let that bell become your alarm to make you aware that I am slightly lost in the moment right now. Because being too happy or being too sad or too mad, any of the two extremes, good or bad, are an illusion. Sometimes a very sweet illusion, difficult to let go of, and that's fine. Nothing is wrong in your path. There's no wrong you can do in your journey. To become aware of where you are in the moment is the point. Your awareness is the key. And your awareness alone carries the power to unravel the false within you. Therefore, the true becomes available on its own. So polarization, simply be aware. Allow yourself to recognize. Little spider or ant just kind of went in front of the camera there. Allow yourself to recognize when you become polarized. When you're fighting for your belief, something happens, you become quickly angry or mad, and you can see yourself. That the polarization, it's. Let me give you a little more. It's almost like a gravity. It's very, 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 very much like gravity. And when you really believe in something, the more you believe in it, the stronger the gravity, and the more difficult you're going to find it. You find your ability to separate yourself from either how sweet it is or how sour it is. And it makes it a bit easier to think in terms of not good and bad, but just sweet and sour. You know? If it's sour, you can spit it out. If it's sweet, you probably want to keep sucking on it. You know, but too much good, it's bad for your teeth. You know, it's not a good or bad thing. It's just, if you want your teeth not to be too bad, you probably don't want to chew on something too sweet for too long. You see, there's much power in bringing your awareness into your state of consciousness, your current state of consciousness, and recognition whether or not you're polarized. That's it for this video. Thank you for joining me out in nature. Beautiful scenery behind me. Hopefully you enjoy the content. Thank you so much for joining me wherever you are around the world, whatever time it is that you're watching this. Thank you. I appreciate you. Peace.